Today's interpreters, they disempower at this website. You can go and it has an article about it. Today's interpreters taking away power. I was thinking about it for a month and I saw all these examples. You know, taking it from the community or an agency. I want to express my thoughts about disempowerment and how serious it is. Like, I'm a professional deaf, and my skill level is, you know, it's high. And certified interpreter, they come and they're signing, and I understand, you know, but the interpreter, they're not very clear. And I already helped that interpreter, and then I had an interpreter and I was just looking at her like, or at the interpreter like, and it didn't seem like they were understanding me. And I said, do you understand me? They were voicing for me. But our register level wasn't the same, so I had to dumb it down a little. And they said, oh, okay. And so they said the correct. And you know, my fingerspelling, I fingerspelled, and it just went over their head. So my skill level and experience was up here, but the communication level between us, it wasn't equal. And it's not fair to her or to the interpreter either. And I didn't mean to offend the interpreter. So I had to dumb it down a little more. So I feel like in that case my power was taken a little, and so we had to switch interpreters. And I asked if they were certified. They said yes. And I wondered, like, if they were just stamping the certificates and going on, and you know, they were proud about that certificate too, but it was just a job for one of them, and for another one, the certificate didn't mean that much. I noticed that the article, there was a job, and it was about the certificates, and you know, about the interpreter taking advantage of that. It was interesting because if a person were to talk about that, does it mean they're all awful? No. And if they sign the wrong thing, then the hearing people, you know, think that I'm wrong, or so how do you deal with that? What do you do? For 4 months, they signed something, and I understood that as they never saw it before. So you just gotta tell the interpreter and they can practice more. But I really want to make sure how my power if you want a business to grow, and now what do I need to do about that interpreter? It's certified but not very good. Do the hearing people feel comfortable? And this went on for 2 years, and they got a slap on the wrist. And do you see my perspective now? I want to make this article known that the problem today still happens with interpreters. I don't want to hurt my Now what do we as a community do? Do we deaf people just accept it? No. We want good, professional, fair. Does certificate graduation make them good? No, not necessarily. But there should be a list requiring what you should have to get a certificate, and there's like 20 basics, 10. Oh no, there was a list of interpreters, and 10 out of the 20 were not very good to me. And that's what I'm talking about, disempowerment. Interpreter, they just didn't care. In the state or the country. Just all these certificates. And no, and it's very, I understand the interpreters better and the certificates. That's not very important, the certificate, but it's the individual themselves. And I'm gonna fight to get through this. Experience of trust now with interpreters. Your interpreter is understands you, or just accepts it and doesn't say anything. Which one? I'm curious.